air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, has always been responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago, and now the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar. But the world is met with silence. 5 young heroes stopped a secret Fire Nation invasion on their way to deliver the news of the air nomad genocide to Ba Sing Se. Now the world knows of the loss of the air nomads, and both the water tribes and the Earth Kingdom prepare for all-out war. But as harmony is dissolved, our young heroes need to address the agitated spirits and bring peace back to the world. Absolutely nobody skip. We have a big announcement. Huge. On April 9th at 11:30 a.m. CST, we are going to be live on Twitch. That's right. You get to watch us play live and see how unprofessional all of us are. You can find us at twitch.tv/Flying Bison Podcast. We'll put the link in the show notes, or you could just search for us for the Flying Bison Podcast on Twitch. I'm sure some of you are probably going to have some questions like, what's going to happen to the audio version? Don't worry, nothing is going to change at all. We are going to still release that on Fridays like we normally do. We'll just be on Twitch on Sundays in the morning, and then that following Friday, the audio version will release in its normal schedule. Or also the videos, if you want to watch us play, the videos will be on Twitch, and we might put them on YouTube or somewhere else that we can host videos. So if you want to watch us but can't watch us live, there'll be other places to watch the videos as well too. So again, that is April 9th. We'll be on Twitch Sunday at 11:30 a.m. CST every Sunday. And I do know that that's Easter, so if you're with your families, we get it, but we'll be every Sunday. So join us the next week or the week after or whenever you can. We'd love to have you hang out in the chat and watch us play live. Now, in preparation for us going live next Friday, we're going to release a Q&A session that we recorded a couple weeks ago, and that's just going to give us a little bit of buffer time to finish setting up some things on our end, so that way when we go live, we have as little technical issues as possible. There will still be technical issues, but we will try and minimize them. We look forward to seeing you. And speaking of things that are growing and advancing, I think we need to do some growth and advancement.
It was so bad.
I thought it was incredible, Justin.
I thought it was great.
Perfect.
Oh, it was really good. It is time for some growth and advancement. It's been a while. So we're going to do this time frame from the little 2-episode dragon hunting thing to you leaving the Water Tribe's sacred island. Cool?
Cool.
It is time. The first question for all of you. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Yes.
Yes.
Jess.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody did.
Exciting. I learned that we and dragons are on the same side. Challenging. I learned that Osa is unwilling to hold back his destiny. Complicated. Rozak has royal blood.
Whoa. Boom, boom, boom. Ping, pow, zing.
I learned there's a special waterbender island here.
That's right.
That's it.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, remember when we embarrassed that general?
Yeah.
That was good.
And you saved some water
Saved
lilies.
those lilies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the sages.
Mm-hmm.
We also saved human life, guys.
Lilies.
More about the dragons.
And we saved all those people who were going to be fed to the dragons.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was really concerned with the dragons.
We did a lot
Did
of
you-
good, you guys.
Did you guide a character towards balance or end this little arc at your center?
Oh, I ended that center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was at center at the end because I flew off the rails. So, yeah.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
Well, that is what happens. You come back at center once you're taken out of the scene.
Sure, I know, but you knew the end of the arc and the growth and advancement was coming. It feels like a little.
I mean, I didn't deliberately push myself over the edge.
You did come back to center within the time frame you laid out for when this growth and advancement.
All right. Take the yes. Take the yes.
Johnny is my lawyer. Nick is my witness. All right.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go in order that I see you on my screen clockwise. Che now.
Yes.
That is your successor question. Let me pull up.
Oh, that hasn't been changed.
Your non-successor question. Oh boy, I got this. I got this book here.
Did you seek support or guidance from others?
What do you think?
Yes. It's explicitly why he went to go see the dragons.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Did you seek support? Yeah, okay, take a yes for that.
Nice.
Mr. Rosic Launcher, did you resolve an issue or conflict relying on something other than your trainings?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I feel like there wasn't really any thing that the closest thing I was going to was maybe like during the dragon training when he was learning the dragon's breath technique. But he sort of just caused conflict within himself and then just came back. So it wasn't really.
Yeah, and it's still within the realm of your training.
Mm-hmm.
Of firebending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
So I don't think that counts.
Well, because I think what they're saying, like using your bending to resolve the conflict, but I still don't think it counts.
Let's look it up. Let's take a moment. I just want to read it because I don't think you're reading that right.
So you think it's a yes?
No. I'm just saying I want to make sure you understand what it is. Yeah, it's so your two trainings, which are
firebending and earthbending.
And earthbending. It's did you attempt to do something not using those two trainings? So
yes.
Learning fire breath would 100% be you trying to do firebending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I was just saying the conflict within that wasn't. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Johnny, you're upside down.
Johnny is upside down. It's kind of fun. Leeko, did you accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition? What do you think?
No.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think, as Leeko, I don't think that I have.
Do you, I'm just proposing, I want you to have this. Do you think guarding nature from threats and destruction was met in being a part of protecting the lilies? And the water, and the dragons.
Yeah, but then I'm just thinking about the time when I also bloodbended. So it's like a good thing that was also kind of taken back with something that was really bad.
Sure.
That I had promised that I wasn't going to do, and I don't feel like that lives up to my role as a leader, or
I will leave it up to you. If you want to mark it, I think that protecting the water, protecting the lilies, protecting the dragons definitely is guarding nature from threats and destruction, which means that, yes, you did accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition. Did you also do some terrible things? Absolutely. But if you want to mark it, you can. I think you did. But if you feel like Leeko didn't, I'm not going to make you mark growth and advancement.
I'll mark it.
All right. And we have a couple other things we got to do with Leeko. Did you uphold your responsibilities, which is searching for hidden histories and artifacts, guarding nature from threats and destruction, safekeeping records and relics? Did you uphold those?
Yes.
I think absolutely. So we're going to shift your balance towards roll, and you can clear a condition if you want.
I'm going to clear Maybe troubled.
Okay.
I got a lot of
like
things
that.
going. I'll put one mark for troubled.
Did you break a prohibition? Which at this point is just 2. It's never start a fight and never withhold forgiveness.
Would you consider the bloodbending trying to start a fight? Not really. I was more like trying to torture him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
so
think.
that's-
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd say no.
Okay, good. So we don't shift towards freedom. You're just shifting closer towards roll. Ren Song.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Did you improve the lives of a community of average citizens or help an ordinary person with their problems?
I feel like everyone we helped was above average, but I'm open to the group's ruling on this. Like the sages didn't feel like ordinary citizens to me. Maybe they are.
Sure.
In your minds.
Sure.
If
They're
I
ordinary
can,
citizens in the context of the Sacred Island. I'm just throwing
I
it
think
out.
I would
so.
also like to once again remind everyone of the prisoners that we freed from being eaten.
Yep.
Yeah, my brain just
Yeah.
totally glosses over that. I feel like they.
You just said it, and we all just forgot it.
Forgot
again.
it.
Well, even as it was said again, it didn't feel like that was like a whole thing in my head. But
I guess
it is.
you know I'm like ascribing it to the group as an accomplishment of the group, but maybe
It
no
is
one's
just
remembering
Osa.
it because everyone
Yeah.
else had left them alone, and Osa went,
It's true.
and everyone else saw them and then left.
Thanks, Osa, for doing that. It's very human
Here-
of you.
Here is what I will say, if you want. I will say that in the context of what was happening on the Water Tribe Sacred Island, the sages were pretty average.
Cool.
Right? They were
And either
captured.
way, it's a yes. So
Yeah.
I got 4 points, y'all. Let's grow. Get
Nice
swole.
job.
Same here.
Osa, did you spend meaningful time with someone else focused on their concerns and troubles?
Absolutely not.
I don't think you did.
I really didn't.
Yeah.
You did not. I'm with you.
And he won't.
Yeah. So stop
Refuse.
expecting it, everyone.
I won't be doing that again.
With that being said, did anyone get an advancement?
I
Give
did.
us a quick rundown of who. So Johnny, Che, sounds like Ren
Yeah.
did too.
Yes.
Rozak, Leeko, did you guys get an advancement?
I'm 1 away from an advancement.
Okay, so it's just the 3 of you. What did you pick?
I am taking Osa's moment of balance.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Stop it.
Don't do it.
I can and I have.
I'm getting +1 focus,
Okay.
Oh.
which, by the way, I desperately needed all 3 times that I failed my dice rolls last session. Focus was the important factor there.
Would you have
So I think
succeeded
Ren's-
every time if you'd had that +1 focus?
No, but he would have succeeded once.
Okay.
One of the 3 times.
One's
Sure,
one's
that's
better than none.
1 out of 3 is significantly better
I
than
know,
0 out of 3, to be
know.
fair.
I know. Anyway, that's
And
it.
just to be clear, Steve, your focus was at 1 and now it is at 2.
Correct.
Perfect.
Correct.
Okay. And last but not least, Che, now, what are you taking?
Chano is finally going to get rid of his negative stat. He is going to have +0 harmony.
Ren would love to take partial credit for that.
Oh, he deserved it. My boy's growing, all right? He's just a little pit.
He's working. He's working his way up there. Well, last week on the Flying Bison podcast, despite a tense fight that almost took out multiple characters, you succeeded in stopping the Fire Nation from burning all of the spirit water and the lilies. You then sent Wasia and the rest of the surviving sages to the Foggy Swamp to hide the water and the lilies, and made your way to Wolf Cove in the Southern Water Tribe. Along the way, Iron contacted Ren in his dreams and told him that he knows how to stop what is happening to Osa. And as the sun crests over the icy, snowy plateaus in the Southern Water Tribe, you see a pretty large-sized settlement. There are a number of outcroppings and buildings, mostly made out of snow and ice. There are a few people from this distance that you can see like moving around. It doesn't seem like particularly active. But the biggest thing that you see is that this is a port city. This is connected to the ocean, and so there are quite a number of ships that are coming in and out of Wolf Cove right now.
Are there any Fire Nation ships here at this point?
You do not see any Fire Nation ships currently. You would have come sort of from the northeast, so it's possible that they might be a little bit further west, with a blockade like on the northwest side. But from where you're coming, you don't see anything.
And we didn't see any on our way either, right? It was pretty clear.
You saw tons of ships
at the beginning. We had to fly high.
Oh,
yeah.
right. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were seeing quite a lot of Fire Nation activity in this ocean.
Okay. That seems like it was headed this way.
Just not necessarily headed this way, just sort of all around. There might have been a few ships that were coming this way, but
okay.
Yeah. Where do you land? Do you land directly in the city? Do you land outside?
I mentioned that Ren was feeling a bit of inexplicable dread around the situation in his dream.
Yeah.
So I think he'll speak up. I don't know if we should go straight in. I don't know why. I just have a feeling about it.
Okay. What?
Just a bit outside of the city, and maybe approach without a dragon. I don't know.
All right. That's how you feel?
So I lean into Rue and I say, "Sorry. Again, you can't join us this time."
And Rue coils down and lands in this sort of like icy rocky outcropping just outside of the snow walls of the city. And you can see that there is like an entrance, and it looks like there are guards standing outside, and then there are actually a lot of people moving out of the city. They're carrying with them like carts and looks like goods, and there's quite a lot of them, probably like a dozen or 2 dozen caravans of these carts moving out of the city.
Can I stop one of like the people like walking next to one of the wagons and just, hey, what's going on?
Oh, we got word that there's a Fire Nation blockade coming, so we're trying to get out of the city now. We're not going to be able to leave out of the ocean, so we're trying to get somewhere else.
Are you citizens or merchants?
Some of us are citizens here, but we're all merchants of some sort.
I guess what I mean to ask is, are they planning on defending the city, or is everyone evacuating?
I don't know. I'm a trader. I'm not a fighter. I can't fight the Fire Nation.
Is there a guard nearby?
A little bit further, closer to like the entrance to the city. But
I'll walk up to him and I fish out the ring that Wasia gave me, and I show it to him, and I say, "We need to speak to the chieftain as quickly as possible."
Why don't you plead?
I don't know why I'm looking at my sheet at all. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh no!
There's no number possible
just
that could help.
You have a +6 to pleading.
Yeah.
I like to looking at my sheet like, oh yeah, what is this? No, it's not useful.
What can I add to this to make this better? Oh, nothing. I can add nothing to this. All right. What do I have at my disposal here? He'll look at the ring for a second. Really? You think the prince has any say in the affairs of this city at all? You think his dad has any say? No, the pirate council is in charge of Wolf Cove.
I don't care.
Get in
who's
with them.
charge. I just want to talk to his dad. That's all. Okay.
You can pay and come in like the rest.
Oh, so this is a money thing?
How much does it
We're
cost?
gonna pay to get into the city that everyone is running out of.
How much does it cost?
Costs, kind of looks at his partner on the other side, eyeing you guys up and down. Couple jade apiece.
How about I make a deal with you? Because most of us have killed people much stronger than you. You just let us in for free this time, and we can call each other friends.
Holy mother of spirits.
Shay just nonchalantly shrugs along yeah.
Rozak will take a deep breath and smile, and there'll be smoke escaping behind his teeth.
Why don't you intimidate?
That sounds
Let's
like
see
a
where that
lovely
gets
help
you.
action there. We'll see if we need it.
I don't need it. That's a much better roll.
No, I mean it couldn't.
It couldn't have
been worse.
Yeah, it couldn't have been worse. That's true. I rolled a 10, so I don't need to add anything to that.
Okay, all right. He's good.
Let's turn into a 14.
Oh, this is Nicosis. If it's visible, should just always give him a standing +4 to intimidation.
What can they not choose?
They cannot run to escape or get back up.
I kind of want to do attackers.
They will not be attacking you.
Kind of want to kill.
Maybe this is why I had a bad feeling.
They will look
We
at
just
you.
get into a fight.
They-
Just a reminder. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if this matters at all because I rolled a 10, but just for flavor, as a reminder, I'm freaking covered in scars.
Oh yeah. No, I'm taking it all into account. I'm also taking that miss that you had into account. So they will
I thought I had that.
they'll Well, you've tried to they said you had to pay and you refused and tried to intimidate them instead, which is great. I love it.
I
They
succeeded
will-
in intimidating.
You succeeded in intimidating them. Because what they will do is they will look at you and they'll say, all right, that's fine. Come on in. Just remember, we will be telling Hulek about this.
Stipulations.
Make one wrong step in Wolf Cove, and you will be on the wrong side of the wrong people.
Who'd you say? Who block?
Hulek.
Hulek.
He's the one in charge of this city, not Watasia's father.
At least two of those three wrongs you said cancel each other out.
Okay, well, let me be clear. Let me be clear. You do not want to get on Hulek's bad side.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Just-
keep that in mind.
Let him know that Ren and the Four Elements are here.
Yes. Did we agreed on that? Okay.
I guess we're just running with it.
Yeah, let's roll with it.
Thank you for the name. Come on in.
And you know what? Every service worker deserves a little tithe for their work, and I will give him 12 jade pieces, which is more than he asked for. I just slap them into his hand as we walk away.
He pockets them and stares at you, Che, and says, "This doesn't change anything. You started off on the wrong foot. Be careful of the path you walk."
I pat him on the cheek, and I'm like, I know.
Yo. Wow.
Y'all are too cocky now. I need to bring you down a
instantly-
peg.
No, don't worry. We've suffered enough. We've earned this.
So Hulek?
When
All right,
you walk in, when you get into Wolf Cove, you see a very rowdy sight in front of you. there are water benders and water tribe people like wandering the streets. They're wearing like leather and furs, and you can tell that like most of them have been out like partying and having like a riotous time with each other. There's like some people like stumbling around the town, people like sitting on railings of like second stories of buildings. Everyone is like shouting, and it is, for a lack of better terms, a pirate haven.
It's Tortuga.
In a word.
So, do we see the chieftain, or do we try to see Ublek? Or
Hulek.
I mean, what do you guys think?
Hulek?
Hobblenok
Hulek?
or
I kind of wanted to stick with the chieftain.
I think we at least need to let him know what happened to Wasia.
Yeah. So, I mean, that might even be a thing. Like the Fire Nation might be like, "We have your son," and if he doesn't know,
yeah, let's find him first, and then this big bad what's his face after.
Topknots.
Yeah.
Problem.
We also got to find Gimo while we're here, right?
Yeah.
This is where he's supposed to be.
Why don't we move that up in priority? We go see the chieftain first, then we find Gimo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
In the center of Wolf Cove is what can only probably be where the chieftain resides and looks over Wolf Cove.
Well, that was easy.
Listen, I was wondering if I could just stay where I was and kind of look around.
Absolutely, you can. Why don't you assess the situation?
Yeah.
Are you looking for anything specifically?
Not really. I'm just more like observing.
Okay.
So you still want me to roll?
I mean, other than what I've described, yeah, you just see like a lot of waterbending pirates, basically, who are wandering around the streets, getting into who knows what. Like every now and then you'll see like skirmishes start to break out between a couple of them. Quickly, one of them will get taken out. Everyone just continues on their day. If there's anything specifically you're interested in looking for, let me know. Otherwise, that's kind of just generally what you see.
Well, I kind of like what I see, the loudness and
Yeah.
the freedom of it.
Yeah.
So, if it makes sense, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I know I'm kind of close to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then maybe you're like wandering around and you stumble into a tavern, a tea shop, and it is like loud and boisterous. There's like jaunty music playing in the background. You see a bunch of these waterbending pirates like all sitting around tables, and your eye is drawn immediately to this table of pirates that are causing the most noise in this place. They've got a card deck in front of them, and it looks like they're dealing cards to each other, and they've got 5 knives sitting on the table. Each knife is in front of one of the players.
Mm-hmm. I walk towards it and I just start watching this game.
You watch around and you watch them like deal. We'll say it's standard Texas Hold'em. You see them deal like 2 cards to each other, and then they'll start putting cards out in the center, and you're watching these pirates like putting in jade, taking jade back, and you notice that once somebody loses all of their jade, they'll like grumble, and a couple of the other pirates will like come up behind them and they'll grab the hand and like put it down onto the table, and they pick up one of the knives. And leave that to the imagination of the listeners as to what they do. And the pirate that has lost their pot screams and then just wraps a rag around it and puts up some more jade into the pot and continues playing. And now you look and you can see like a lot of these pirates have like cloth wrapped around a lot of their digits.
I pull up my arm or my, should we give it a name or something? Or because like
prosthesis?
Do you want to give it a name?
My prosthetic, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I kind of just looked it up. Susan.
So you take off Susan.
Well, I don't. I just kind of lift her up and kind of realize I don't have a hand. But I see other people who are missing things, and I kind of like look around this bar. Are there more people who are also missing like limbs or fingers or anything else like that?
As you're looking around, you do see that there are quite a lot of people in here that are missing. Some are missing just fingers, some are missing limbs. You see a guy that is just 2 peg legs and no arms, and he has a friend behind him who like helps like pick him up and move him forward. And when you look a little bit closer, the guy that's helping him move has like a backpack on his back. And so you're thinking that maybe he also sometimes will, when they need to move, put him in this little Yoda backpack and carry him.
This little guy?
I mean, he's not super little. He's smaller, but...
He's small because of the lack of limbs?
Yeah, they could probably take his...
I'm pretty sure
he's just a torso, but normally he'd be normal size.
Yeah. So yeah, you see quite a lot of people who are missing various parts of their bodies,
and they're all waterbenders.
And they are, and you actually do see someone who is missing. Where their arm would be, they just have a tendril of water, like a tentacle of water coming out. They've got their other arm and both their legs, but they're actually have the water and they've turned the tips of it ice, and they're using that tendril to pick up a cup, a flagon, and they're drinking with their water tentacle.
And this is one of those moments where I probably since the date with Che, I smile. Like genuinely, not a fake one. And I continue to just walk around, and I'm not even thinking about the guys.
You bump into the person that was gripping the flagon with their water tentacle, and at first this person turns around and they go, "Hey, watch where you're... Oh, sorry. Didn't know you were part of a pirate crew." And you see a female presenting person. They're wearing like blue and red leather, and they've got their hair tied into like a red ponytail that goes down the back. And they've got a white ribbon around their left arm. "Sorry, I didn't know you were part of a pirate crew. What crew are you with? You must be a part of a crew if you lost something like that."
Ren and the 4 Elements.
Ren. Steve, let me ask you something. As the Rexpert, how common is the name Ren in this world?
I want to say it would occur in 1 in every 1,000 households. So, not that common.
Okay.
For reference, I'm used to being Steve.
So
which
how
is
large
number
is the-
7 in the U.S.?
The average household, so 1 in every 1,000 households is what? 1 in every 5,000 people?
Yeah. We don't need to map.
And that's
it.
only
I
in
just
the Earth Kingdom,
It's probably as common
right?
as
don't know.
Because that
Merrai
wouldn't be.
as for the first name.
I just wanted a general vibe for how common the name is. We don't need to parse it out.
It's not
to the
super common.
demographics. Knock, knock, knock. Did you name your child Ren? No? Okay, next house.
Census.
Hey, here,
Ren?
were we
No?
free with
Okay,
the census?
This person looks at you and goes, Ren, that's not that common of a name. I know Ren. Well, I know of Ren. Are you talking about Ren's song by any chance?
Maybe.
And this person, I understand your apprehension. Keep your secrets. If it is Ren's song, we'll meet. Have a good day. And this person looks at you and looks at your arm and then looks back at the bartender and orders another drink and goes, that one's for you, and walks away.
Justin, is this alcohol by any chance? Or is it just tea?
It is tea, we'll say.
It's a tasty beverage.
It's,
It is a tasty beverage. There
It's
is
a
liquid
tasty.
in the mug,
okay.
and it warms your soul.
Okay. It doesn't make me feel any different once I drink it.
Just so happy that you're here in Wolf Cove.
Oh no.
So then Nick, do I have any money? Did you give me any money?
We all have an insane amount of money.
Yeah, but
that was part of the joke.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it's split up between us.
Okay, I just was
So everybody's got like an
Yeah, each of us had like
insane
300 jade or something like that.
amount. Yeah,
Too much.
well, it's more than that. It's like a
Yeah,
lot.
I
It's
just
a
wasn't
lot.
sure if one person was in charge of it. Well, I order another tea.
Okay. And you're just kind of there drinking and taking in this scene. And we will leave you to see what the guys are up to.
We are all dead.
Where'd we go?
Well, just to make things easy, so we're not doing this. Like, we have to go after Leeko. Like, Leeko's probably like, I'm gonna go walk around.
Well, I was just gonna be like, it's probably fine. It's,
Yeah, she's fine. You guys get to
anyways.
the central building, and it looks like this is probably like the seat of power for the chieftain of the Southern Water Tribe.
You guys sure Leiko's fine? I think we should stop this and go look for
it's really it's fine. It's totally fine.
Stop
Also,
it.
I was going to comment on that. Like, what is with all the ostentatious buildings for like, local seats of government? I mean, like, it makes it easy to find, but isn't that a bad thing? Like, if you're under attack, that's just where you attack first, right?
Jay, I think when you finally found a town, you should make your home just a hovel and put all the poorest people in the nicest houses on the outskirts and just do everything differently from every other town.
I'm not saying that everything has to be the complete opposite. I'm just saying.
Isn't that
okay, fine.
isn't
Whatever.
that basically how they do bossing say?
What? No.
What? No.
Have you
The
seen,
poor people
you
are
can
in the
see
worst
King's
houses
Palace
there.
from like miles around. The palace is literally visible for miles.
Maybe I'm thinking of Attack on Titan, and then Rosek walks away.
Get back here.
We're going in the building. Where are you going? Come on.
He turns around and starts walking towards the building.
Guys, I'm really worried about him.
Me too. I don't have like a frame of reference for behavior, but I'm just.
Ren
Feels like
grabs
going downhill.
his notebook just to check and see if there's anything too normal in there. Because if there's anything normal, that would be really concerning.
Yeah, you're just flipping through, and there's like pages are like scribbled completely black, and there's like ominous faces written throughout, and you're just thinking, oh, it's not, everything's fine.
Yeah, checks out. Sneaks it back into your person.
Yeah, I love the idea that it's just something that Ren just has been doing, and it's just normal for him to steal the book
It
and
just
check.
says, "We are each the avatar of a god who lives in another world with no bending."
Oh my goodness. Well, you walk in and I don't want to do the whole secretary thing again. That's not fun.
Yeah.
So
You fight the secretary.
you fight the secretary.
We just
you
fast
see-
forward past that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know
exactly.
the chieftain's
You get-
name? Do we know his father's name?
I don't. If he didn't say it, he probably would have. It's Cate and Matthew.
Cate and Matthew.
Cate and Matthew.
Cotton
Cate and
eat?
Matthew.
QANITT. Hope I'm
Cate and
pronouncing it somewhat right. Cate and Matthew. You show the ring to the front, and they like usher you in to Cate and Matthew's desk. He's sitting behind this elaborate desk. His hands are kind of folded, and he's like looking at a map of this region. And you can see that he's got some like pieces on it. He's like been moving things around, and you see you quickly see like a giant wall of Fire Nation ships, kind of a little bit off the distance of Wolf Cove. And when you come in, he kind of like covers it really quickly.
Is that wall of Fire Nation ships like in the direction that we came from, or is that in another spot?
It would be closer to the northwest, so you'd have missed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any that he like hasn't placed, like ships and stuff that are just kind of like sitting off to the side?
Yeah, there are some other pieces off to the side. Yeah, he didn't get a chance to cover those up. He's just covered the map up. And
I just
goes,
walk up to like some of the unassigned pieces and move them along the route that we took here, and just say, "There's some here, and here." That seemed like they're on their way to Wolf Cove.
Oh well.
And then I set the ring down in front of him and say, "We just came from Wasia, and we have news."
Well, I know that Wasia is a very accomplished bender. You wouldn't have been able to take this from him. He must have given it to you. You were on the Water Tribe Sacred Island?
Yes, it's already occupied by the Fire Nation. We saved what lilies we could and some of the spirit water, and we sent Wasia and the sages to the Foggy Swamp.
And he just mutters, he goes, spirits. Okay. The Foggy Swamp. Why the Foggy Swamp?
He'll be safe with the Troggy Thump Swab. I mean, the Foggy Swamp tribe.
Is Ren okay?
There's a tribe there. Did you know that? Waterbenders?
Of waterbenders, yeah.
No.
It's also
That's
an
news
incredibly
to me.
spiritual place. So
Yeah, maybe keep that to yourself. The fewer people who know about it, the better in the long run, most likely. But he'll be safe there. They're very hospitable.
And he like looks like he's like thinking and calculating a bunch of things as you're saying all these things. Okay. All right. Okay. He's safe. The lilies in the water are safe. What to do about this blockade, though? And he like unveils the map. Looks like you already know a lot of this stuff. No sense in hiding it from you.
Yeah.
that's a lot of ships.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ships. We've been having reports coming every day of more ships coming this way. I'm sure you saw all the merchants leaving.
Yeah. From all of our experiences with the Fire Nation, I mean, I won't speak for everybody else, but I would say maybe everyone else in the city needs to go the way of the merchants.
Well, I would love to do that. I don't know if you've walked through our streets, but let's just say most of the citizens of Wolf Cove don't listen to me.
Yeah. There seems to be some kind of power struggle thing going on.
Yeah, not
here.
even just the citizens. I think the gate guards are also not really.
Yeah, they
they
told us
straight
about
up-
some
they
guy
straight
named
up mocked you.
Hoboken.
What?
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Hulek.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulek.
Hulk. Yeah.
Hulak?
Yes. He is a notorious pirate captain, in charge of this iteration of the Pirate Council, if you see him walking down the street, and you will know it, turn and walk the other way. You do not want to get on his bad side.
That's what they said at the gate.
Yeah. Actually, they told us we're already on his bad side.
Yeah. Well, then you should leave now.
How do we just get rid of him?
One more important matter. You seem well connected and well informed. Have you heard of a man named Gimo in the city? He would have come from Kyoshi Island.
Yes. There's been an old man hanging around with some of the pirates. He's staying at the Broken Tooth Inn, I think.
Ren's face lights up. Really? Was he wearing white? Have you seen him yourself?
No, I haven't seen him myself. I've just heard reports. I get reports of most new people that are coming in.
Okay.
Don't know if he's wearing white.
We'll go take a look.
The pirates will do what they want to do. Let them have the city. Anyone who will listen to you, women, children, the infirm, the elderly, get them out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
the Fire Nation takes prisoners, but we've witnessed them feeding those prisoners to dragons.
Okay. We'll try and get out who we can.
You'll also just be safer further in ice. This whole continent is ice, right? I don't like it here. But the Fire Nation ships, they aren't going to be able to cut through that much ice. If you guys just go further inland, you'll probably just be fine. Their fire is just going to get weaker the further they get, the colder they get. You'll have the advantage.
Yeah. And try to hide during the day. Move at night when you're strong and they're weak.
That's a good point. All wonderful suggestions. Thank you. I thank you for your counsel.
We've fought the Fire Nation many times. It's the best we can do.
All right.
Respectfully, Chieftain, sir.
Yes.
It's just, if the pirates are so bad, why are you still... I mean, you're doing a lot, it seems. And you still have access to information. They haven't gotten rid of you.
Good point.
I still hold quite a decent amount of power in this city. They don't hold everything. They also know that I have a lot of connections outside of Wolf Cove with political allies. To get rid of me would invite not just the Fire Nation, but the Earth Kingdom as well. And that is something that the pirates cannot handle.
I don't think they're about to handle what's coming either. But you should leave it to them.
I will take it into consideration. I don't feel good about leaving anybody here. Even people like what remains of the Fifth Nation. But I will consider it.
It's the Fifth Nation.
It doesn't matter anymore. In fact, they're not even connected at all to it. Long ago, in Kyoshi's time, there was what was colloquially called the Fifth Nation. It was a fleet of pirate ships that likened themselves to a quote-unquote Fifth Nation of the world. Before Kyoshi decimated them, and ever since then they've never been able to return to their immense power that they had before. The pirates here of Wolf Cove think themselves the last remnants. They are only powerful here, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, I'll tell them as many weaknesses of the Fire Nation ships as I can.
Yeah.
But they're not going to listen to you, and they'll only probably listen to advice from me, so there's some people you can't save.
Justin, have we seen the sign of the wolf? Banners, anything?
Not in here, no.
Well, I was gonna say at this point, I think Osa is like kind of like putting two and two together, thinking through things, and says, "Do you know Sarlan? Right, that was the king of the Fifth Nation. Like, kind of styled himself their leader."
He wasn't their king. He wasn't their king.
Was he your ancestor? I mean, I see his symbol on your ring.
Yes. Yes, most of the people you meet here are descended from the Fifth Nation.
Well, yeah. What do you know of the Song Dynasty on Kyoshi Island?
How do you know that that's connected?
Ren
look over at
Shade does not subtly look at Ren.
I think Osa's just gonna dive for it here.
Okay.
This is the true-born child of the Song Dynasty.
His gaze turns to you, Ren. He's just staring you up and down.
Now that the truth is out, Ren does his best to straighten his posture and meet his eyes.
Can see they still style themselves as nobles based on your demeanor.
Wow, I'm surprised that lasted through all this. I mostly just like the hot tubs part, sir.
Well, we have a few of those here. And the man you're looking for is connected to you as well?
Not by blood, but yes.
All right. Go to Auntie's blubber seal shop.
Sounds legit.
It's very good food if you have a moment and have time. Ask for Euron. They'll take you to your friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would be careful about who you tell that you're part of the Song Dynasty. While you're here in Wolf Cove, you've seen many who don't listen to me, and there are some who blame the songs for the destruction of the Fifth Nation.
Oh, that makes more sense than... Okay, yeah. That fits.
Be careful. But if you do need help, I will be here, and I will provide as much help as I can.
Thank you. And not to sound ungrateful, why?
And he'll smile. Well, for one, my son seems to trust you. And two, if you are part of the Song Dynasty and you're not there, then you must be enemies of the Song Dynasty.
You know my family well.
Unfortunately.
Great. Well, thank you for your information and for your help. Sorry we can't do more to help you.
You've done a lot. If you could convince Hulek to join forces with me and help evacuate the city, then I would be even more in your debt.
Would he be among those more or less inclined to listen if he knew I was a song?
It's a roll of the dice.
Maybe
Hulek is as unpredictable as the ocean itself.
One more question about Hulek. Does he have a lieutenant? Maybe a couple who are more likely to work with you?
Well, there is the rest of the council. And they're supposed to decide things as a council, but Hulek is unofficially in charge, and usually what he says, everyone else will obey. There are some that oppose him. I'm sure you'll meet them. Euron is one of them. I'm sending you to them. I trust them completely.
Pirate politics.
Yeah. I'll ask more explicitly because I don't know that you understood me. And there's no point in being coy. You've been honest with us. If I got Hulek, we got him out of the way, would that power vacuum be filled by more reasonable people, or would things get worse?
You're right, you have been honest. And I will be honest as well. The chieftain of the Southern Water Tribe traditionally holds a spot on the Pirate Council as well. If Hulek were to disappear, myself or Euron could take his place.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna do a fun surprise if you guys ever got in front of the Pirate Council, like, hey, I met you earlier. How's it going? But
Okay,
all right,
I guess
you're
that's-
on. Hulek the dog's out.
Sorry for him, sir.
who?
Yeah, we think he's sick.
Who?
No, don't. No.
Who?
Oh,
Hulek?
All right, let's go find
we're
Euron.
gonna go. Goodbye.
And you leave and start making your way to Auntie's blubber seal. And Leeko, what are you doing?
Getting really happy.
Are you staying there? You gonna stumble around town? Maybe you stumble out and stumble back into the guys.
Oh no, I'm staying right there.
Okay, all right.
I could say that I'm looking at this game.
You do whatever you want. Yeah, if
I'm
you
just
want to
looking
keep
at it.
watching the game.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're standing there for a while, and one of the younger pirates goes, "You've been watching. Do you want to join?"
I already lost one arm. I'm not sure if I'm ready to lose anything else on my body.
Sounds like you're terrified.
No, sounds like I'm a little smart, because how else am I going to hold things if I lose another arm?
You're real green, aren't you? Look at around. So many of us have lost everything, and we're still trucking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Just watch.
Kill them all, Leeko.
And you can like he's also pretty happy as well too, so I don't know how much Leeko wants to like take offense to what he said.
No, she doesn't. No, I don't. Sorry.
I don't. Leeko does.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep forgetting sometimes. It's me.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
don't
no,
take
you're
any
fine.
offense. I just continue to watch.
Wonderful. You continue to watch. You were watching for a little bit, and then a body just gets kicked through the doors of this tavern inn, and it just skids and it knocks over a bunch of tables and chairs, and people are getting up, and it stops like right at your table, and then through the hole that was made from this person getting kicked in, you see this intimidating figure hobble in on a peg leg. He's got like wild eyes, and like wild blue eyes, and like this black hair that is long and scraggly, and it just hobbles in, doesn't say anything. Everybody else in the tavern just quiets to silence, and this person hobbles up to the front of the bar, just points, and you can see that the bartender, like terrified, just gets a mug, hands it to him, and he just starts drinking it. The whole tavern is completely silent. Do you do anything?
And where's the guy that he threw in there? He's like right in front of me on my table.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, at the bottom on the floor.
Well, I kind of look at him. I don't try to help him. I just kind of look because I don't want to give any sign of anything that says that I care. So I just look at him to kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But I do care. What is he doing?
He is unconscious. You can see very slight breathing, though.
Okay. And then I look back at the guy.
And he is in the middle of taking a big sip, but he is looking directly at you. And he puts the mug down without saying a word, stands up, hobbles in front of you. It's just staring down at you. You must be new here in Wolf Cove. What crew did you join?
You know, I had a few of these teas, but I'm sure it's something with the 4 elements. And then I kind of slide a little back and put my feet up on the table.
And you're now a little bit taller than he is.
Wait, I'm not standing on the table. I'm like...
Oh, you're not standing on the table?
No.
Okay.
No, I just put my feet up.
I thought you said that, and I was like...
No, that would be...
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha.
A weird flex, but okay, but...
It would be. I mean, I wasn't going to stop
stand on this table.
I just put my feet up.
Just going to go Coyote Ugly and intimidate this guy.
Why don't you trick, actually?
I do have a... Let me see. I knew there is something in my...
Oh, if you get this playbook move?
Thought I did. It is... I mean, there is Bonzu, Pippin, Palapaklopus, the third. I could possibly use. But basic would just be trick.
Let's look at Bonzu, Pippin Paddle Opusclopolis the third.
Okay.
When you trick an NPC by assuming a silly disguise or fake identity. So I'll tell you what. As you put your feet up, he goes, I ain't never heard of the 4 elements. Who are you?
Leeko of the Foggy Swamp.
Leeko of the Foggy Swamp. Why don't you roll trick, just regular trick? So it's not a fake identity.
Oh, totally forgot about the trick. Okay. A 7.
So you get to pick one. They stumble. Yep. They stumble, take +1 forward to acting against them. They act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunity they give you, or they overcommit. They're deceived for some time.
I'll take the act foolishly.
Okay. He stares at you. Well, Leeko of the Foggy Swamp. How about a drinking contest, then? Prove your real worth as a sailor.
By drinking tea?
You've been drinking tea this entire time. Well, maybe it's time we bring out the good stuff. Oh, get it! And the bartender, opens a door and pulls out this barrel that's marked with, a skull and crossbones.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real stuff. Think you can handle it? Prove to me that you're a real pirate.
Mm-hmm. I look at it, and it's got a skull and crossbones on it, right? That's what you said?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These little, like, poison.
Well, I can prove it's not. And he'll look at the bartender, who will pour him a mug, and he'll take it and just down the whole thing in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good stuff.
Okay.
Well, I've already got one down. It means I'm winning.
What happens?
Your turn.
What happens to the loser?
And he'll look at you stare you like dead in the eyes. You're just staring into these like crazed blue eyes that he has. Well, I don't right know. Maybe we'll find out together. How about this? You win. And I'll owe you a favor. I win. And you owe me one.
Okay. Seems fair.
That's the spirit. Alright, your turn. Take a drink. And I think we'll cut.
Oh, I hope you waterbend and drink him under the
contest.
table. Oh, sorry. All right. Just eager.
That would be
Just
pretty
walking.
fun.
I'm confused. I want to know how waterbending would help with.
You waterbend the alcohol out of your mouth
you
from the
sneak,
side.
you sneak it
It's not
around.
alcohol bending.
There's got to be some water in there, Johnny.
You just sweat it out.
It actually
Different
just
liquids
takes
are
out all the
different
water,
liquids.
so it's just pure alcohol.
Yeah, that's the
Instead
only way
of
I
being
think that would
drunk.
actually
God.
work.
You just die.
It's not liquid bending.
That's not true. They bent the perfume in the first season.
But if it was a water-based perfume and not an oil-based perfume, then it makes sense.
There you
You
go.
got me there.
Well, all right. Let's move to Auntie's blubber seal. The four of you get to it, and you see this just super cute, like cartoony seal whale on top of like the wooden sign for this, and it's just got this like really cutesy script atop it that says like Aunties, and then the picture of this a seal whale.
All right.
Guess this
and
is the place.
Yeah.
You walk in and there's like one of those like cute like doorbells or like the, you know what I'm talking about, like the ding.
Of course we
Okay.
do.
Yeah, ding.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
No, like it's an
I like
actual
cute
bell. It's
doorbells
like,
that-
you know,
Like the door hits it
Ding.
as we walk through.
yeah. The door hits the like
Oh,
real
I-
like brass bell, and yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
Johnny's got me.
There we
Johnny's
go.
got me.
There we go, Johnny.
Jay didn't understand it at first and hits it first, and then Osa opens the door and it's just like,
And there's just this adorable woman. She's like 3 feet tall. She's super old. And she just sort of like waddles around to the front and goes, "Oh, welcome to Auntie's Blubber Seal shop. Can I get you anything?"
I crouch down, like I like get down on my, so I'm like eye level with her, so I'm like hunched and crouched, and I just say,
Yeah.
Neat sent us to meet Euron.
And she'll like grab your hands and pat them like, "Oh, of course. I'll go get Euron. Let me get you all a snack. You look hungry. Have you eaten lately?"
we have not, so I would absolutely love a snack from you.
No.
Specifically.
That won't do. And she'll go in the back and you hear, "Euron! Get out of here!" And then
Oh, I like her so much already.
I know.
she waddles back out with these like, they look like cookies almost, but they're like big and like probably like disc-sized almost. And she'll be like, these are my family's traditional seal whale blubber cookies. They're delightful. We render out the fat, and then we use that when we're baking the cookies.
Also takes
That
a big
sounds nice. I'll try it.
I'm trying.
These are
They
delicious.
are delicious. They are rich in flavor. Almost like, imagine like in this world, the rendering of whale seal blubber, it creates like that same sort of like smoky, like what is it, brown butter flavor. So they're basically like brown butter cookies.
Those are good. I grab a couple more.
Oh, thank you. And then she'll turn around and be like, you're on! Get out here! And eventually, you're on. Comes out.
Imagine, like,
And this is the first time the four of you have seen this person, but this is not the first time that we have seen this person. Because coming out is the waterbender pirate that Leeko met in the inn. They've got the same sort of red and brown pirate leather on. Their hair's tied up into a ponytail. They've got the traditional like white ribbon on their left arm, and they've got their right arm is just like a water tentacle.
That's cool.
All right, Auntie. What the? Who are the four of you?
We are Ren and three of the four elements.
And she'll smile, and she'll say, I knew we'd meet. Ren, it's good to meet you.
Who are you?
You're on, right?
Yes.
Are you wondering how she knows us? They know.
Well, he just said it. I'm your aunt, yes. Distant, but we're related, yes.
Wait. Your aunt?
Really?
You're on.
Your aunt?
I thought it was. I said
Your
your
aunt.
aunt.
Your aunt's your aunt?
You're on your aunt.
This is
Wow,
so...
I was not meaning to say that, but I'm glad that I got it right first.
Whoa.
I'll still take credit for that. This is pretty weird.
Why haven't we met before?
You've met your dad, right?
I have met my own dad, yes.
Oh, I couldn't keep that one in. I'm sorry, Ren.
He doesn't put much stock in family. Doesn't even really talk about it. In fact, I think he's kind of ashamed. So...
He never talked about having a sister, or... Are you a sister of his? Ren looks at the white ribbon.
Misgendered the NPC, and now Justin's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you step out on a limb and you're just wrong.
Your aunt's your aunt?
Apparently. I mean, that I was not
That's
trying
insane.
to guess
Yeah,
that.
that was...
What is the... Oh, I heard it recently, and I can't remember now. There was like a gender-inclusive term
Aunt, uncle
for...
term?
Like, not... Yeah, but for like non-binary people.
Can you hear me?
I can't remember.
Oh, I wish I knew. Hey, you're back.
Oh.
Can you hear
high
me?
sibling.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Cool. Nice.
Hi.
Yes. If we find that gender neutral term, we will adopt it for this person.
I just asked because you already said that you're my aunt, but
I find sometimes conventional terms can help, even if I'm not. That's not quite exactly what I am. Sometimes it.
I can relate.
Perhaps
Ren shows his white ribbon.
I'm sure your dad was rough on you as well. Yes?
Ren looks down. Yeah. So,
Well,
Che will put a hand on Ren's shoulder.
You found family now. So I get you. I
have.
Gimo's here. Gimo's here.
Yeah. So I was told. Is he right here? Is he around? Close by?
He's just in the back. We can go get him now.
Oh, that was easy.
Ren runs to the back, not quite knowing exactly the way around the shop rooms. But it's not a huge shop, so come on. Can't be that hard.
Breaks through a wall.
You know, just...
There is, you run through like some kitchen areas. There's like one room that's just got like a giant seal whale that they're like currently in the process of like, rendering, getting the blubber out and rendering it. It stinks to high heaven. But you run out to the back and there's like a small hangout area for the people that work here. And Gimo is just sitting at a pie show board. Oh, Ren.
Ren looks at the board before he looks at Gimo. Why are you going easy on them?
Che walks up and is like, hey, Ren, I think Gimo's kind of bad at pie show, dude.
No, I promise he's not normally bad at it. I just don't know why he led with the left side of the flame.
Yeah, no, that's a bad plane.
He'll look up at you, Ren, and smile. Say, always have to keep them guessing. Please,
well, it's working on us.
Sit down.
Ren gives him a hug.
So now I'm worried. I sit down.
He will hug back. Do you play pie show? Would you like to play?
This is Che. He's my friend.
We've met.
Oh, that's right. It was very
under
brief.
Tense circumstances. Yeah.
It was sort of mid-attack.
I don't think I've had the pleasure.
Yeah, he's not met Osa.
This is Osa, my friend.
He'll bow.
Osa was dead when you met us last time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
wild.
We don't need to say that every time we introduce Osa to everyone.
But I have to mention it
It's
occasionally.
definitely the
all right?
coolest fact about him. So,
Come on.
Please. It's your side's turn, please.
Did we just kick someone out? Legit? Like, did they just like stand up for us
Well,
to
no,
play?
it's a multiple. You can play with multiple
right.
people.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right. I mean, if you don't mind, if I do, and Jay comes in real cocky and starts flying.
And I'm not gonna make you roll because I do like that Gimo is a pie show master
100%.
and just proceeds to wipe the board with you, despite having a really weak start. And he's like, we cut to him like cleaning up the tiles. He's like, well, better luck next time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so, but that was fun. Jay, did you have fun?
I just can't. So much fun. It was a great time. Anyways, why are we here? What's up?
Yes. Well, it is a long story. We should do it out here or somewhere else where other people can't hear. Ren,
Did you just say we should do it here or somewhere else?
either here where no one else can hear us, or somewhere where we're sure no one else can hear us.
Okay, so yeah.
Ren looks a little
show to this guy
as he surveys the faces of his friends. Maybe here is good, Gimo.
See like a
right,
Osa's
okay.
just like really politely nodding with like an unsure smile.
No, Che is just like, he's just clenching his fists. She's like, how did I lose to him? How did I lose?
oh my god.
Ren, there is a sickness going through your family.
What kind?
It is not one of the body, but of the mind. Something is infected. I don't know how to explain it.
It's okay.
Your father called me back from the Kyoshu Warriors and started asking terrible things of those in his command.
More terrible than usual?
More terrible than usual, and they didn't make any sense to me. And when I confronted him about it, he told me that I would have to answer to his son. But I knew you weren't around, and that is when I got your letter. And I sent it immediately. And honestly, I'm surprised it took so long for you to come. But I left that night. I came here, and I knew the rest of your family was here. And thankfully, Euron has put me up and taken care of me. But I am worried, Ren. I am worried for the Song Dynasty.
Ren wipes the tears from his eyes. I was just worried for you. I'm glad you made it safe.
It is good to know you are safe as well.
But Gimo, before you say any more, I caused this. I brought it upon my parents.
What? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Whatever's happening to them, it's from a dark spirit. I made a deal with him to help my friend. I'm sorry for anything that they've done, but I didn't think that things could get any worse with, well, you know, my parents.
Ren, that is incredibly irresponsible.
I know. But I couldn't do nothing. And I didn't see another way.
He saved our friend, Alyssa.
And he'll look at... Oh.
I just don't think that a spirit could make Song more evil. If he's just showing less restraint now, then hopefully his downfall will come quicker.
I would hope so. He will hurt many people, though. And that is something that you will have to grapple with.
I'm trying to.
Why? Why should Ren have to deal with that? We've been out on our own for a year now, and every single person who was supposed to take care of us and guide us and lead us has left us behind to deal with dark demons from other worlds and evil, corrupt men who are willing to do anything to get power. And we've just had to take it all. Why should Ren have to carry this? It's not on us. None of this is on us.
Your friends, they speak wise words. You have found wonderful companions, Ren. I apologize. I did not mean to suggest Ren had to go and stop this. Only that he would have to live with the knowledge that in saving one, he may have hurt many. It is not his responsibility to stop, but it is his to think about and to figure out how to continue to move on.
I know. I'm prepared to bear it.
Osa puts his hand on Ren's shoulder and says, if we can be successful in what we are setting out to do now, we can stop the corruption that's eating the Song Dynasty. And he looks at Ren. You don't have to carry this on your conscience.
Ren nods, taking deep breaths.
Okay, I wanted to ask this for a while now. Do we have a plan? We're kind of collecting the tools for this ritual that we aren't even really sure what it does, just because we know that it's important. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure Leeko is a part of it, which I don't like at all.
Yeah.
And there's something going on with you, Osa. We all know. And the whole thing, the whole deal. So like, do we have a plan? I could use a plan.
I have a plan. I don't know that we have a plan. But
that is decidedly unhelpful.
Here, I'll tell you what my plan is, Jay. And if it helps, it helps. And if it doesn't, at least you know. I have to free Hawashu and burn out the corruption of Kavo. And I think that if I can do that, it stops at least most of Iron's plan in its tracks.
That sounds great. That is a great plan. How do we do that?
I think we collect the items for the ritual. Because if we have the items and we can perform the ritual before Iron can perform the ritual, we bind Hawashu to me. I meet my fate. We stop all of this.
Okay, cool. So do you become like an all-powerful spirit at that point? Like,
I don't really know. I think that if we save Hawashu and do what I need to do, Hawashu stops being the spirit of rebirth. I think he moves on to wherever spirits go next. But I don't know what that means for me. I hope it means that we're all free. We can just live our lives together, happy, fighting the Fire Nation, doing what we can.
I hope so too.
But I don't
whatever
think
happens,
that is what it means.
Host is right that we need to get the requirements for the ritual. Whether that's because we figure out how to do something first, or whether it's just to stop Iron from doing it.
Well, we've only got stuff that he almost certainly already has so far. Well, other than Leeko, which we don't even, she's not even here.
Yeah, that actually is starting to feel like more of a problem.
Yeah, it is. I'm regretting it.
It sounds
She just went into a pub.
Well, you saw her going to the pub?
It was just a pub. Should be fine.
It sounds like you all have a lot to talk about. There are some rooms here. You can put your stuff down and continue your conversations. I will send someone to go collect your friend and bring them here.
To
Awesome.
collect? Just be really diplomatic about it and don't put a hand on her at all. Or else.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But I will inform. I will inform them.
Accurate. It's right. Yeah.
Just
All right.
make sure that they know that the instructions not to put a hand on her, that's for their safety, not hers.
Yes.
Just make sure they know that.
I had a feeling. Well, I'm glad you have a friend like that in your corner. Well, all right. I'm tired. I must go to bed.
Chemo, it's about 7.
I'm
He's
like
old.
I'm like
It's
84,
3 p.m.
Ren. I get tired early.
Ren, come on, man. Just let him-
Okay, I'll see you.
We'll be
in
up
the
and ready
morning.
for the day at 2. It's okay.
Yes, I'll
One of the
be up at
bathroom
4
breaks
in the
night.
I'll be up in the 4 in the morning. And he leads you to where you can put your stuff down, and we'll cut back to the tavern. We'll say that Leeko, you've drunken a couple, and this person has drunken a couple too, and you're both getting a little friendly with each other. He's like, "Oh, didn't quite expect you to drink me beer for beer like this. It's impressive, lass."
Mm-hmm.
Come here, let me tell you something.
I get really close to him.
Come on, lean in here. We think we're gonna be friends, you and I. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. The Fire Nation's coming.
When?
Soon. Real soon. I don't remember exactly when, but I know that they're on their way.
Oh no.
I know. It's scary. But don't worry, we're gonna be fine. I've made a deal with them. They're gonna leave the pirates alone. They're gonna put me in charge of Wolf Cove.
That sounds...
And I think... What was I thinking? I don't remember.
You're in charge.
That's right, I'm in charge. My name's Hulik, and I'm in charge.
Hulik? Hulik?
Who?
Who?
No, who are you talking about?
You?
Me? No, I thought you were talking about someone.
Me?
Who are you talking about?
No. No.
Ah, another drink. Clang the drinks. I want you by my side, Leeko of the Foggy Swamp. I think you've got the pirate way about you.
Really?
All right. Well, I'm kind of tired.
But no.
Let's just say that you won. I don't think I can drink anymore. All right, and he'll stand up and just fall down and fall unconscious and like start snoring very loudly.
I think you won that one.
And then I just stop smiling and I say to the bartender, "Can I have another tea, please?" And I'd like that to be my playbook move of the, what was it called?
Oh,
yeah, Bonzu, Pippin, Pat,
I love that a lot.
pretending to be drunk.
I love that a lot. Yes. Go ahead and mark insecure, and I think you already have it marked, so mark 2 fatigue instead.
Hmm.
What a wonderful use of a playbook move.
Unmark it or mark it?
It's already marked,
So I have to
you would normally mark it.
Mark 2 fatigue.
So instead, you mark 2 fatigue. Yep. Nice play. And very quickly after, someone will come into the tavern and they have your description. So they walk up and they're like, excuse me, miss. Ren and the 4 Elements sent me to collect you.
Mm-hmm. Ren and the 4 Elements.
Yes, well, sorry. They said Ren and 3 of the 4 elements. And I didn't quite know what that meant. But they said you'd be somewhere around town, and here you are. They're staying at a place nearby. I can lead you to where they're
What are their
staying.
names? These 3 other elements.
I think it was Ren, obviously. There was the kind of dopey one. I think his name was Rosic. There was the really rude one. That was, I think, Che now.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, God, okay, perfect.
Oh, I wanted to hear that was a description.
All I needed to hear was the rude one.
Yeah.
It was the rude one. You're like, that's Che. There we go.
This guy's telling the truth.
And this messenger leads you back to Auntie's blubber seal. And you go upstairs and you find your friends are all hanging out in a room. Or
Just
hanging
chomping
out in their
down
own
cookies.
rooms. Just chomping on cookies.
Okay, you gotta try it. What? Well, you can't try these. They're so
you
good.
made it. They're so good.
I smell like alcohol.
Blubber seal.
They are made out of blubber seal, so I don't know how comfortable you are with that. But these
Leeko smells a lot like alcohol.
woo!
Looks like someone had fun. This smells like someone had fun.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun?
So, what took me away from all my fun. You guys seem to be.
We met a pirate captain who's gonna help us out a little bit. Wait, what? Why did we need to meet that person? Oh, to meet. We got an update on Ren's family.
Yeah, and to help the people here, we need to take out a guy named Hullabaloo.
Hulik?
I thought his name was Hulong.
Hulek.
Oh, it's Hulek.
Oh, yeah. I know him.
Yeah.
We're friends.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
do you
know
close friends?
Should we not like?
like
Y'all
you can't
like
betray
each other
him
or
type
something?
We are not
friends?
close friends. I'm close friends with Che.
Okay.
And only
Oh.
Che.
Just
The
try.
other guy, Hulik,
Oh.
I drank under the table. He is unconscious in the bar. Would you like to see him?
Ooh.
Yeah,
It sounds like that would make that really easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the perfect time.
That's perfect.
Ren, get your poisons.
They're ready, but are we sure about this?
Ren,
Have you ever
just
met
trained
a
with
better
dragons.
target than an unconscious target?
Well, look, these guys aren't.
No,
These guys aren't exactly nice or easy. But if he's not there, then something's up. And if he is still there, then it's easy to just
Let's
get him. But all I know is that he told me that the Fire Nation is coming and that they made a deal with him to leave the pirates alone.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's personal.
meaning
This
we
dude's a
won't
rat.
leave the chieftain alone.
They aren't going to leave this bay for the pirates. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The Fire Nation will turn on that dude the moment he does what they want him to. He's a fool.
Well, we should probably go
Yeah.
see if he's still there before someone else picks him up or he remarkably wakes up.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
but we should tell your aunt about this. Ren,
We met
You're
my
on?
aunt.
as I-
You're on.
you're on your aunt. Well, aunt is we're figuring it out. We're working on that one.
We can fill them in after we get back. We should just go before
Let's
he
just
wakes
go.
up.
Yeah.
The more
Are you sure you
conversations
wanna
we
s-
have, the less
wanna
time
split
there
up?
is to do this.
No, let's just go. All right,
Let's just go.
We'll just
Together.
do it. I'm pretty sure you're in the building, so like we could just.
Rose like
Hey,
Rose
this guy's a rat. We're gonna go fight him.
Jumps out a window.
We just meet Rosic on the other side, having gone through the door.
Osa jumps out the same window with his glider and uses air to keep Rosak from hurting himself at the bottom.
Shay just like scoops out a handful of jade and then puts it on a table, and it's like, I'm so
Hey.
sorry.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah,
Go ahead and roll rely on your skills in training.
I just rolled a 12.
Okay. So you're fine, but Rosic, I'd like for you to mark a fatigue.
Mark of fatigue.
Yeah. Because you hit the
Yeah.
ground a little bit harder than you wanted to.
You hit the ground, buddy.
I used my air
That's
to
okay.
push you into the ground harder.
Yeah, Osa pushed me into the ground like,
No,
wait.
Osa- I mean,
was-
if you had just landed where you landed, you would have landed on top of a bunch of broken glass, right? So Osa helped, but it's just that you kind of accelerated as he pushed you
Exactly.
away
It
from
was
the
gonna
glass.
be more. It was gonna be more, but the 12 plus lowered it. There are consequences for your actions, my friend.
It's fine.
Just
I
jump out of
have
buildings.
it's all just to activate Martyr Complex.
At any given moment, any of us is ready to just follow Rosak out a window to save him.
No.
As we're going there, Ren has like his kid out and everything, and the poisons are ready, but he's just still asking anxiously, like, "All right, guys, we've only been here for a very short time, and I don't know what Gima would think. And we were told not to cross them, and also they're like pirates that I'm kind of connected to." And
Ren,
yeah,
you like helping people,
Yeah.
right? Leeko
Yeah.
just told us he's betraying these people to the Fire Nation. You're helping them by stopping him.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I've been drinking, but I remember there was someone who asked about you, Ren. Well, not really asked, but just more like asked if I knew you, And
Do they have a water arm?
no, but they had a white ribbon.
They did have a water arm.
They
They
did.
did.
This is the person had one water arm on one side and
The
one
tentacle?
white ribbon on the other.
I've been drinking. So that's why don't forget I've been
3
drinking.
water arms.
I've been,
3 water arms.
And at least 6 white ribbons.
at least 1 white ribbon for sure. Unsure about the water arms. But there was a lot of like
Thank
water
you,
things in that bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's your aunt. That's my aunt. Or Pibbling, if you prefer.
Mm.
Wait, is it Leeko's aunt or your aunt?
It's my aunt. And it's aunt.
Yeah.
All right.
It's your on. Ren's pibbling.
Yeah.
And
All right.
there we go. That's what we got.
Pibbling. That's what we're doing. Pibbling.
That's
Yeah.
what we're going with.
But thank
Yeah,
you.
that's good. It sounds
That's
good.
helpful. We
Sounds
did
good
we
enough to
did
talk.
actually bump into them. So
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were still in that shop. We could have just said. I mean, yeah.
okay, the poison's
Anyways.
ready.
Great.
All right.
This is the tea shop.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, they sold today.
I love drunk Leeko.
So,
All right, let's go kill Hoobastank.
Yep.
Oh.
Let's go.
should I like just sink the building in lava? Oh wait, no.
You can't do any of that here.
I can't do anything. Guys,
How does it feel? Oh, sorry. I just came out.
that was. Chase looks really offended.
Ren passes you a spare dagger.
I'll use crystals. I got them on me.
Oh,
Thanks though.
right.
That's cute.
Never mind.
He's gonna use his crystals.
At some point, we should probably talk about how you keep wanting to tear down buildings everywhere we go.
Mm.
They just look like they should come down. All right, I don't know. It's been helpful like twice, and that's
Okay.
enough for me.
Yeah.
Justin,
going
Ren
in?
Ren has concealed in one hand like a closed fist in his pocket, like a
Yeah.
significant amount of the special requisition powder that he got from the White Lotus.
Okay.
But he'll also have like a slightly laced blade up his other sleeve.
Okay.
Is there like
Let's
a door?
do this. There's no longer a door. Let's do this. A guy was kicked through it, and that's what
Oh, right,
that Hulik
right,
walked.
right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
we're
thought you were
standing
just
outside.
Yeah,
joking. Yeah.
Stop
There's no
talking
door
about
anymore.
no door.
There is literally no longer a door. Let's do this. I was waiting to see what the role would be to determine like who won the drinking contest, which we've already kind of decided. Hulik has said he would concede. Leeko, why don't you roll push your luck? I think it'll become clear in a moment why I'm asking this.
If it doesn't, you're legally liable.
If it doesn't, I'm legally liable.
9.
Yes. Sir, is there, without giving away what's about to happen, is there any way any of us could help push that to a 10 just to
This has
anything?
happened in the past.
Okay.
Okay.
This has happened in the past.
Retroactively.
Because when you walk in to this place, you do not see the body of Hulik.
Mm.
But as soon as you walk in, jumping down from the banisters and surrounding you, running out from the alleys to surround you on the other side, are a bunch of waterbending pirates. And they put their hands up to fight. And we will see you next week.
Arg.
Arg! Where did Hulik go? We'll find out next week.
Faking it too.
He was faking it too. He wasn't before, but now he was.
He was a pirate this entire time?
He is a pirate. Fun stuff. I love pirate stuff, so this is fun for me. And the next time you hear us, we'll have been live. So again, come watch us on April 9th at 11:30 a.m. CST, or you can listen to this on Friday when it normally comes out. And we hope to see some of you there. All right, everybody, have a good week. Thanks for exploring the Four Nations with us. Bye.
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 See ya.
Try not to get too drunk.
The Flying Bison Podcast is an independent podcast. If you feel like directly supporting the show, please check out our Patreon. While the Flying Bison Podcast seeks to emulate the tone of Avatar: The Last Airbender, this is an improv tabletop role-playing game, and the actors may briefly depict scenes with more mature story elements. Avatar Legends is developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Sendai, and outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Cate and Matthew Mahnke. You can find more of their work at pomakin.com. Link in the show notes.